I was in high school. I was told that I should be a florist, of all things, even though every plant I've ever tried to keep alive has died.
I think it's great for young women to start young and dream big and become scientists. It gives us some kind of like power and independence that we cannot have with any other profession.
When I was in undergraduate school, they said the jobs in marine biology were really hard to get, and the only thing I'd be able to study would be phytoplankton, which are plant cells in the water column, and that required hours analysis under a microscope, which I was not interested in doing.
I got my PhD in Penn State in 1990. I was the second female student ever got PhD, even though that department started in 1935. But since then, over the last 20 to 30 years, we have changed and made a tremendous progress in terms of attracting many promising young scientists, men and women, into our field.
But I figured, well, I'd just keep on going, and if a job came up, that would be great. And if it didn't come up, then I would have had an incredibly interesting experience, and then eventually would go into something else.
I remember getting a hard time from a lot of people, not the least of which was my boyfriend at the time. What was I thinking about getting a PhD when I really was just going to have kids and give up science eventually anyway? So why would I bother to get a PhD? But that made me even more determined to get a PhD.
Luckily for me, I stuck with it, and I did get a job, and I couldn't be happier. My name is Tammy Frank. My field of expertise is crustacean taxonomy, visual ecology, and the light that controls animal distributions in the water column.
He lives in Canada now. I'm not really quite sure what he's doing, but he's in Canada, I think. Last time I talked to him, he was in Canada. That was a long time ago.